Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks very much for inviting me to speak at Connected Voices AGM. It's a huge pleasure. For those who don't know me, I'm Dave Hewitt, and for the last 14 years I've managed Denton Youth and Community Project, which was formerly known as Denton Young People's Project, and this year is 24 years old in total. We've been based in and around the Dunblane Crescent D roads in West Denton and are now based in the Youth Annex on what used to be formerly the West Denton Community Association site. So we're wedged in between St John Vianney Primary School and West Denton Primary School. Basically, the ethos of our project is it's a youth and community project through and through. It was devised by a group of volunteers and young people who came up with the usual answers when being questioned as to why there was as much disruption on the estate at the time and damage. And it's the adage of, well, we've got nothing to do and nowhere to go. So some volunteers from the Church of the Holy Spirit decided to set up on a voluntary basis what was then Denton Young People's Project. And the name Denton Young People's Project came from the young people themselves who were interviewed at the time, who said, it's not just for us, it needs to be for everybody, because there's nothing for the elderly. So the project, although in its early name was a Young People's Project, it's always been a youth and community project that's worked with 0 to 90 plus. And we continue to do that. We chose to rebrand basically because people, when they heard the name Denton Young People's Project, pigeonholed us as just working with young people. And in actual fact, that was just a minor part of the work. The project's advanced and developed quite rapidly over the last few years. And whilst we've expanded quite a bit, we now have our own building on asset transfer from the local authority. We've remained and retained our original ethos in that nothing happens in this project without the say of the users. And a big part of that is it started as a voluntary run project, and the project continues to run on the back of some very dedicated volunteers. Across those years, we've had a number of occasions where we've linked up with many other agencies, and one of the agencies that has supported us on a regular basis has been Connected Voice, who have, since before my time, taken care of our payroll and pensions for us. We've worked with various other departments. 3 years ago, they conducted an organisational strength review for us, and that was sort of key to us getting our latest round of core funding from quite a large funder who historically hadn't funded much in the northeast. So yes, the organisational strength review was key again in a more recent bid to the Shared Prosperity Fund, which resulted in us securing £35,500 to totally upgrade the old metal windows in the building to brand new UPVC double glazing, and upgrade our heating system to future-proof the building and help reduce our carbon footprint, and also our increasingly growing utility bills, which I'm sure many other organisations out there are suffering the same fate as we speak. To a more recent partnership that I am extremely excited about. Connected Voice staff and our own staff have joined up to deliver a Young Leaders Award over approximately 38 weeks. And it's all built off the back of our young volunteers and our senior youth group. And it's a full programme teaching young people leadership skills, but with a particular focus on the roles, responsibilities and skills required to become trustees. So The long-term aim would be to see the programme accredited, so it carries some weight in the future. But in the shorter term, it's about giving those young people within organisations who already show a real interest in how the organisation runs, a clearer understanding of how it runs, and giving them the skills and the confidence required to sit on boards of trustees as either young people's representatives initially, to then, as they get a little bit more experience, becoming full trustee status, whether that be within their own organisation like ours, or organisations that they choose to support in later life. We're only a few weeks in, but already the young people are thoroughly enjoying it, and it's proven to be extremely interesting, and ties in lovely with the theme for this AGM, which is volunteering. So that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of the AGM, and thank you once again for the opportunity to speak to you all. Take care.